Wallace Wade Stadium in Durham, North Carolina. It is the ACC opener for the last two Coastal Division champs. Interestingly enough, it was the loser of this game that then went on to win the division. They're both coming off of losses a week ago. I'm Beth Mullins, along with 12-year veteran of the NFL, Anthony Becht, and we've got Georgia Tech coming into town to face Duke with that triple option attack. It's going to be Justin Thomas for the Rec against Jeremy Cash for Duke.
Yeah, Justin Thomas is a magician running this triple option, leading the #2 rushing team in the country. But don't sleep on his passing game. 7 straight games with a touchdown pass. Jeremy Cash, versatility on defense. You got to block number 16. If you don't, he'll wreak havoc on this Ramblin' Wreck offense.
Got some NFL potential in that hybrid spot. Georgia Tech has won the toss. They deferred, so it will be Duke to start out with the football today. It's been a rainy weekend, rained hard at times yesterday. It's been raining steadily all morning. And the Blue Devils in their black jerseys, and the ball will head through the end zone for a touchback. And Duke will bring it out to start at their own 25, led by their first-year quarterback, Thomas Sirk, the 6'4", 220-pound junior out of Florida, hitting on 65% of his passes. He's not only their leading passer, but also their leading rusher.
This is a team that's differently led than Boone last year at the quarterback position. They're going to run the ball 50, 55 times, a lot of short passing game. The question is, and the deficiency right now, is plays down the field, stretching the defense vertically. That'll be key today in this game. And
it'll be interesting if he can utilize that with all the rain that we've had here in town. He'll work out of the gun, and he'll throw the bubble screen to one of his receivers. That is John L. Barnes, the junior out of Lehigh Acres, Florida. For Thomas Sirk, tops in the ACC in total offense, as well as throwing and rushing with the ball. He's also got Powell and Wilson in the backfield.
Yeah, 1-2 punch, speed, power, and quickness. And Freeman at the defensive end will be someone that David Cutcliffe will worry about today in this game.
Freeman, the sophomore from Georgia, with a bright future. Throwing to the outside again. This is Chris Taylor, the redshirt freshman out of Miramar, Florida, getting his second start. The tackle made by Damon Smith.
Coach Cutcliffe talked about those receivers. They're special in space. Last week, didn't break a lot of tackles. When they get the ball outside, they want to see these young players get up the field and make people miss.
We'll continue to go with 5 receivers. Sean Wilson slotted to the right. Sirk. That was the quarterback draw. Gets it out to midfield, and another nice gainer on first down. It'll be 2nd and short. P.J. Davis with the stop.
Sirk, big, strong quarterback. He's got big, powerful legs. He said he's a sore cat after the games when he's playing football, running the ball a bunch. But he's going to be a key. You got to wrap him up to bring the big man down.
Wilson will stay in the game as the offset back. They'll put a tight end in the backfield, and a little trouble on the exchange, and they turn it over. Georgia Tech says they've got the fumble. Sirk and Wilson got tied up, couldn't decide who was going to take it, and they'll give it away to Georgia Tech, and it's recovered by Keshawn Freeman.
Biggest thing you worry about is quarterback, running back exchange, and right here, the running back looks like he wants the ball, and Thomas Sirk's trying to pull it out. Again, you can't have these interactions between quarterback and running back, and look who falls on it, Keshawn Freeman. We talked about him as an impact player all around the football. Huge play for this Georgia Tech football team.
Big story last year when Duke beat Georgia Tech to end a 10-game losing streak to the Yellowjackets. Duke won the turnover battle, and now Georgia Tech gets the first one this year. And as you just saw, Georgia Tech very good at capitalizing on those takeaways.
Yeah, you want Georgia Tech's offense to work 80 yards if you can, get them back and make them earn their touchdowns through plays, multiple plays, force them to make mistakes. When you shorten the field down, always tough for a defense.
Paul Johnson and his defensive coordinator, Ted Roof, very good. They're now +5 on the season already in takeaways as they run the dive up the middle. Paul Johnson is now in his 8th season running the spread option. 3 times the ACC Coach of the Year. They made it all the way to the Orange Bowl, won it a season ago with an 11-3 record. They finished in the top 10 in the country, their best finish since they won the national championship 25 years ago. Patrick Scove is in at fullback. They'll try and jam him up the middle, and he's stuffed there by Carlos Ray.
Coach Johnson talked about this was his worst game they played as an offense against Notre Dame last week. 70 missed assignments on the offensive side. I think he embellished that a little bit, but I think he was trying to get his point across to his players. They have to execute better against a very good Duke defense.
They led the nation in rushing a year ago. They are second behind Navy so far this season, rushing at about 7 yards per carry. And a short gain again for Scove. It'll set up a 3rd and long. Tanashi Bear with the tackle as Duke today shifts from a 4-2-5 defense to a 4-3 to deal with the option.
Well, they're trying to get in a balanced set. Don't give Georgia Tech any advantages. Duke on 3rd downs, one of the best in the country. Team's only converting 18% of the time. Watch number 16, Cash, on defense. He's the guy that makes all the plays in the right spots. See if they'll challenge him on offense.
The keeper for Thomas corralled just inside the 35 by Dion Williams, the new starter at defensive end today. Well short of the 1st down, and it looks like they will send the punting unit out here for Georgia Tech.
Again, we talked about it earlier. Georgia Tech off of turnovers usually comes with some presence on offense. They're going to go field goal here. Yep. Take a shot.
They will bring the kicker out instead. It's Harrison Butker, a 52-yard attempt. He's 0 for 2 on the season, missed twice against Notre Dame last week. He has hit 50-yarders in his career, and he'll go for another one here. Butker. And he's got it. The 52-yard field goal to start things off for Tech as they score points off of the turnover. So they get the fumble and are able to convert. Butker back on track. A shaky game last week. He nails the 52-yarder today. And we welcome you back inside Wallace Wade Stadium, the brand new Brooks Field. Well, you saw some construction going on over by the chapel. Construction as well here at the football stadium and right next door at Cameron Indoor Stadium. Lots of development going on around this Duke football program in Wallace Wade Stadium. And a lot of it to do with the success in recent years that David Cutcliffe has brought in. Circle keep, runs it up the middle, has a 1st down, out to the 45-yard line. That time much cleaner on the ball fake to the running back, Shaquille Powell, and a 17-yard pickup.
Yeah, huge hole inside, and Cirque says, listen, I'm just going to pull this out a little quicker and get a big run. Does a nice job hitting that seam between the guard and the center for the big run.
Powell off the left side, good cutback, down to the 30-yard line, and that'll be enough for a 1st down. Nice block from John L. Barnes. We see a lot of quick stuff, Anthony. We see him checking one way and going the other way. They've worked a lot on progression reads and where to find the open man.
And I think you talk about that progression. How can they get the ball down the field and let it kind of play out a little faster and take that time as a quarterback?
Powell up the middle. Spins down to the 26-yard line. P.J. Davis with the stop. Powell is the senior out of Las Vegas. Was their leading rusher a year ago, over 600 yards. He will stay in the backfield. 8th play of the drive here for the Blue Devils, and it's Powell once again down to the 21-yard line. It'll set up a 3rd and short.
And they're feeding the ball downhill between their 2 best linemen. Patrick, the left guard, Skura, all-conference center. Being physical was being addressed this week in practice. Probably the hardest week of practice these Duke players have had. David Cutcliffe turned the dial up on this football team. See if they'll respond today early.
Talked a lot about trying to be the lowest team and getting that pad leverage. Here they go now on 3rd and 2. Powell following right behind his tight end who was in the backfield, and he's got the 1st down inside the 15 behind David Reeves.
Talked about the tight ends, Beth. Pressure's on the tight ends, not to be receivers, but to be blockers. Try to funnel through the hole. Again, going over the left guard. Patrick, that's an area they've been attacking early in this football game.
And down, Powell inside the 10. Damon Smith out of the secondary to make the stop. Another nice little chunk, 6 yards on first down.
Again, wearing down the defensive line. You see they're getting tired. So far, this offensive line's been aggressive, setting the tempo.
Powell again, room up the middle, down to about the 3. They really like Matt Skura, their 5th-year senior center out of Columbus, Ohio. He's a difference maker up front for Duke.
Coach Cutcliffe said he wouldn't trade him for anybody in the country. Loves the way he plays. He's that second quarterback on the field when it comes to picking out, IDing the mic, and some of those linebackers and blitzes the teams will bring.
12th play of the drive. Can they keep it going? Yes, they can. They won't need another play. Touchdown, Blue Devils.
Right now, the interior offensive line for Duke is handling the inside defensive players for Georgia Tech. You see the holes open, and right now Powell's working his way up the field, getting inside. Got to make tackles. Paul Johnson talked about missed tackles. This defense needs to step up and make more tackles.
That was Skura and Stone and Blazer on the right side of the line, and a terrific block. Braxton Deaver, the tight end, as they go 12 plays, 75 yards. 42 of those yards from Powell, as they drive down the field and immediately respond to the Georgia Tech field goal. The extra point is good from Ross Martin, one of the top scorers in ACC history.
Give it to your big back, Powell, down the middle, 205 pounds. He's the speed and power they need to smash the defensive line of Georgia Tech.
Duke responds to the Georgia Tech field goal, and they take the lead 7-3 on the short touchdown run for Shaquille Powell. That's his first rushing TD of the season. And they marched right down the field and really didn't give Tech much of a chance on that drive. 12 plays, 75 yards, very methodical. They try and drop in an onside kick over the front line, and it appears that Tech was able to get on it. Of course, they still will have to face off during the regular season in Big Ten play. And they'll run it right up the middle with Patrick Scove. Down to the field now, Paul Carcaterra.
Well, preparing for the Georgia Tech triple option could be a daunting task, but do not tell Duke senior safety Jeremy Cash that. I had a chance to catch up with Cash earlier in the week. He told me that you can't be fooled by the sleight of hand. Georgia Tech likes to disguise and use tricks, so he plans on giving them a dose of their own medicine. Look for him to show and line up one way and go another. 16 in black will be all over the field today.
Folks, watch number 16. Think of Cam Chancellor when you're watching this young man. He brings that kind of force to the defense against offenses. One of the best defensive players I've seen on tape.
Cam Chancellor, of course, getting set to return to the field for the Seattle Seahawks after his holdout. But what kind of bluffs? You know, they talked a little bit yesterday about different looks and different blitzes. Is that what they're going to do with Cash?
Well, they're going to put him inside gap. They're going to fake him on the outside as an outside rusher, because Georgia Tech's going to be cognizant of where he lines up, because he's such a factor in this team right now. You see him inside. He peeks around right now on the inside. He tries to poke his nose in there against this offense.
3rd and 2 for Tech. Cash showing he's coming. He gets bumped to the side. The pitch. And the rest of the Blue Devils are right there to swarm. DeAndre Singleton with the tackle on Clinton Lynch. And a 4-yard loss, and it's 4th down.
Cash is going to shoot the gap here again. He is a factor, even though he gets blocked. They have to bring a body on him. But when they get it outside, you better make sure your alley defender is there to make a tackle. Number 33, Singleton, does a nice job at getting off his block and being physical. The one thing you can say about these defensive backs at Duke is that they're going to come up and hit somebody. Right there is a perfect example.
And the snap goes over the head of the Tech punter, Ryan Rodwell. He tried to pass it upfield.
My goodness. Rodwell tried to throw a bit of a pass there to get the ball out of the way. It looks like
that will be, since that was fourth down, are they ruling that an incomplete pass here? Which, instead of Rodwell falling on the loose ball all the way back around his own 20-yard line, the line of scrimmage is back out closer to midfield.
That's a question right there. One, he has to get it back to that line of scrimmage. Now,
Which he did.
Was 99 even a eligible player to catch the ball?
And it looks like they are going to spot the ball and turn it over on downs to the Blue Devils, back out at the 48-yard line.
So right now, a heads-up play by your punter, saving the day there on a poor snap.
Cirk with all day, looking deep. And the catch is made inside the 20-yard line, Max McCaffrey.
Coach talked about the deep ball in this football game and letting the play develop, letting the receivers get in their routes. And this is something I wanted to keep my eye on. Look at the patience by Cirk. Gets the ball down the field. 32-yard pass completion. That's how you push the ball down the field, letting the play develop.
They are working a quicker tempo right now. Paul?
Anthony, you remember we met with Coach Cutcliffe yesterday. He mentioned when a wide receiver and a quarterback on the same page, he only says one term to them: Peyton Manning.
Yeah, you're right. He wants them to figure it out. Peyton was a quarterback that got to his receivers and made sure and pushed them to be in the right spots every time. He wants Cirk to be that same kind of quarterback. Coaches will coach some receivers, but he wants a quarterback to lead the show.
Cirk off the ball fake. He's a big guy, and he's breaking tackles inside the 15. Damon Smith finally wrapped him up at the 11 and a gain of 8. Not just their leading passer, but their leading rusher as well on the season. He's run for a couple of scores.
Look at those big tree trunks legs there. He's 220, probably 225. But again, he's a tough quarterback to bring down, and when you're going against him as a defense, you got to go low, you got to wrap him up and get those other 10 players to come in and gang tackle this big guy.
They really spread the field here, 5 wide. On 3rd down and 5. Cirk across the middle. Touchdown Duke. TJ Ramming. Ramming had been the starter, replaced by Chris Taylor, and now trying to work his way back in there at 11-yard strike.
Watch Cirk here. He's going to sell it head straight, pull that safety out of there. Hole opens up nice for Ramming. And they talked about Ramming being a young player they really like, but he doesn't quite get in the right spot. Found the open seam, get a nice connection.
And some more, perhaps, weather-related issues for special teams. The PAT squirts away from the holder, Will Monday. 13-3, Duke.
Vision, watch him sell the safety. His eyes never come off, and then last minute makes a great progression to Ramming on the outside, hits the seam, beautiful pass, great catch. Duke with a 14-3 lead.
John Golden set to return the short kick. And he'll only make it out to the 20-yard line. Thank you very much, Chris. On the run, Justin Thomas, the quarterback, thrown to the turf by Deion Williams. Senior out of Long Beach, California, getting the start today in their 4-3 alignment after they made the move from the 4-2-5 because of the option.
And he's normally a linebacker kind of body, so they like his quickness. Playing defensive end, but shedding blocks and having speed to make big plays. Right there, he shows his versatility and while he's playing there.
Just 10 plays and only 21 yards rushing so far for Georgia Tech. Their points coming on a 52-yard field goal, converted off of a turnover. Thomas will keep, and he's tripped up. Down at the 21-yard line, Tanashi Bear, the other new starter in the lineup at middle backer. Duke talked about winning the battles up front with their defensive tackles and the man in the middle.
Yeah, the middle linebacker's going to have to take that long trek across the field and hit that alley hard. Right there, comes off clean. No one there to block him. Big play, 3rd and long. Again, we talked about Duke's success on defense on 3rd down. Georgia Tech's going to have to pass in this situation. Hasn't been strong early this year for this team.
Thomas on the rollout. Here comes Jeremy Cash, and down he goes.
You better find number 16 if you're a Georgia Tech offensive player and get your hands on him. You see him at the top of your screen. They try to chop him, but when he's one of the top tackle for a loss players in the country, gets his 6th of the season, one of the more dominant players, you have to find ways to block him. Right now, Georgia Tech's struggling offensively.
Second best in the ACC in tackles for loss. Nice punt, Ryan Smith breaking some tackles. Ryan Smith looking to get by the punter and does. The cut back at the 40. Staying on his feet inside the 10, looking for the pylon. And they call it a touchdown for Duke. What a return from Ryan Smith.
It's been the biggest phase of this game.
They will check his footwork down the sideline and review the scoring play.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown. Sideline warning against Duke. This is their first warning.
How about the full extension from the 4-yard line to lay out to get it into the end zone? It didn't look like he stepped out of bounds.
Bishop Gorman, high school junior here. Watch him. Don't see his feet here, but watch the effort, folks. About to get tackled, keeping his balance, lunges from the 4. It looks like he was touched. The ball didn't look like it crossed the goal line.
Yep. Looks like he stayed in bounds, but Anthony, he may not have gotten the ball across before he's down right about there. Elbow appears to be down just inside the 1.
After further review, the player's right elbow hit the field of play. The ball be placed at the 1-yard line. First and goal.
Good hustle, too, by Step Durham, the defensive back there working special teams to take Smith down a yard shy.
And I know you talked about Powell being that big back, but let's not forget Thomas Sirk, 10 rushing touchdowns. This is his zone. He kind of sniffs end zone when they get close. Watch the big man. It's been tough for this defense to bring him down. 2
short yardage touchdowns in Duke's win a year ago over Georgia Tech. Looks like he'll be in the backfield with Shaquille Powell. They'll run 2 tight ends. Powell right up the middle. Touchdown, Blue Devils. Second TD run of the day for Shaquille Powell.
It's good to have options, obviously, when you have a back as big as Powell that can get downhill. And the surge by your offensive line in the middle. And it starts with All-Conference center, number 60, Skura, getting a block. Down blocks by number 67, the left guard, Patrick. Opens it up, and when you need a yard and you got a back and a quarterback like these two, again, watch the push and the surge. Powell get behind the big offensive lineman, getting himself another touchdown.
And another miscue on the PAT. That's a pair of them for Duke, and Will Monday, the holder. Nonetheless, 6 more points on the board for Duke, courtesy of the nice return by Ryan Smith. It's been a rough start for Georgia Tech. Duke more than happy to take advantage. A 19-3 lead in the ACC opener for these two. The last 3 Coastal Division championships, a couple for Georgia Tech and 1 for Duke. Brandon Wreck, an 11-win season a year ago, won the Orange Bowl over Mississippi State. But one of those losses was to Duke down in Atlanta. Now to the 15 on the return. Chris Cox. Well, Syracuse fans may not like him so much today, but they loved him last night. Did you see Leonard when he was, after their walkthrough at the Carrier Dome, he had a nice tweet about all the great running backs at Syracuse, the number 44s, and Jim Brown and Heisman Trophy winner Ernie Davis giving a shout out to the guys that ran the ball before he did. And how about Thomas with the breakaway run here out across the 40-yard line for the quarterback, the junior out of Prattville, Alabama. Devon Edwards running him out of bounds, 25 yards on the game.
They're going to pull the guard and the left tackle around, and Justin Thomas just goes the other way. They get the defense leaning to the left. They come back right. Big open hole in that alley. And there's no defender home to make that tackle. That's how you spark. The Georgia Tech offense has been struggling so far today.
Thomas Thomas over 1,000 yards passing and rushing a year ago. So on 1st and 10, Georgia Tech 4.5 minutes to work with. They've mustered just 5 first downs so far in the ball game. The nice gain there on 1st down will set him up 2nd and short. Marcus Allen with the carry, the junior out of Hilliard, Florida. Been rotating a lot of different guys in and out. We have not seen a whole lot, however, of Patrick Scove in the running game of late. 6 rushes, 18 yards, much of that coming early in the game. Coming into this matchup, 7 touchdowns scored. That was 2nd best in the country. And now Thomas to throw. And he's got his man into Duke territory and down to the 31 to Clinton Lynch. Oh, Central Florida in hostile territory trying to make some national noise. Thomas run out of bounds by Dwayne Norman. Here's Paul.
Beth, Patrick Scove, number 7 in white, back in the ball game as the B-back. But Marcus Marshall, their leading rusher, I saw trainers working on his right shoulder. And something to look at, Anthony, Justin Thomas, the right-handed quarterback. He just had that black tape right under his elbow added. I don't know if it was something that was bothering him, but trainers were working on it.
Keep an eye. It's obviously interesting, being the fact that they've been passing a little more in this game, being that they're down early.
Here is Scove right up the middle, and the dive works down inside the 25-yard line. Tanashi Bear with the tackle. Scove, the graduate student transfer from Stanford. His brother Shane now in the NFL. They were teammates out on the farm, and a second life for him here at Georgia Tech. This is their deepest drive of the day into Duke territory. It's 3rd and 2.
Yeah, 3rd and short's where Thomas is most dangerous. You have to contain him. Duke so far doing a nice job.
Slips free of a tackle in the backfield, wrapped up by Cash. Short of the 1st down. Quavon Ferguson should have had him for a loss there.
Defensive line doing an excellent job of not only getting their hands on the offensive linemen, but shedding blocks. You know, it's one thing to be in a position to make a tackle and getting off late. These guys are penetrating up the hole, and again, they come up short, and Paul Johnson again, 4th and short. You'd think the advantage is with Georgia Tech, but with that penetration, right now it's been tough.
0 for 2 on 4th down today. Had some problems, and Thomas able to dive forward to get down to the 20-yard line and a 1st down. Under 2 minutes to go in the half. Georgia Tech now at 78 yards rushing, being outrushed by Duke to this point.
If I was going to pick an offensive lineman to run behind, it'd probably be number 71, the right guard, Devine, 370 pounds, pretty big guy.
6th heaviest, in fact, in FBS. Snoddy is the motion man. He'll take the pitch to the short side. Down inside the 15-yard line. Bear again able to run him out. And into the red zone now for Georgia Tech. They are 14 of 16 in the red zone. Duke, however, has not allowed a red zone score through its first 3.5 games.
And when you get 6, 7 yards on 1st down, this is where Georgia Tech becomes dangerous, and their multitude of offensive options become a factor.
The rain continues to pelt down here in Durham. The pitch to Willis. They'll run the same play to the same side. Close to the marker. May have come up a foot short. Alonzo Saxton with the tackle.
Kyler Brown, another defensive end with a linebacker body. You see the speed and the quickness right now. This Duke defensive line being in the position, making it hard for Georgia Tech to make great big runs.
3rd and 1, Thomas. Going off the right side between Burden and Devine. And it appears he has enough. Chris, going to be a big day for the Pac-12. Fournette certainly the Heisman frontrunner. The throw to the end zone incomplete, overthrowing Lynch. 2nd and goal.
Try to get that A back up in the alley, get that defense sucked down. Clock comes in now at the left guard position. And again, we've seen the penetration in the middle. So it's going to be a lot of pressure on him to block the defenders. Duke doing a nice job up front in the middle.
Redshirt freshman now at left guard. It's Scove up the middle, short gain and a penalty flag. And it was A.J. Wolf that blew right by the new guy.
Welcome to the game, Mr. Clock.
Holding, offense number 65. That penalty's declined. 3rd down.
Redshirt freshman out of Hummelstown, PA. Got beat here.
Yeah, Clock's here, and Wolf's going to penetrate inside. Welcome to the game. Not only does he miss his block, he slow up the snap count, and he holds to compound the situation.
3rd and goal, back out near the 10-yard line. Thomas rolling, firing to the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown. Ricky June. Ten-yard strike for Justin Thomas to June. It's his 6th touchdown pass of the season. And it caps off a 12-play scoring drive, and their first venture into the red zone is a success.
Interesting decision by Coach Cutcliffe to decline that penalty. Anytime you have a poor passer, I always say push him back and make it tougher for him.
The boot is through from Harrison Butker. We will hear from Paul Carcaterra with Coach David Cutcliffe coming up in the Dave and Buster's halftime report. But first to the studio, Chris Goddard, Butch Davis, and Robert Smith.
Coach, 88 yards for Georgia Tech on the ground. Why has your defense been so good against the run?
Well, we're playing great team defense. You watch us inside, you watch us outside. We got some good players and a good scheme, and we're playing really hard.
What's your message at the locker room in terms of finishing?
Well, we didn't finish the half. I took a shot on 3rd down. Probably could have kept our offense on the field, maybe used up the rest of the half, but that's retrospect. We're going to keep doing the same things. We're going to have a good time. We're going to play hard. We're going to play as hard as we possibly can and see what happens.
Thank you, Coach.
It's the ACC opener for Duke at Georgia Tech, and on a sloppy track here today, rainy weather. Duke has been able to outrush Georgia Tech to this point. Shaquille Powell with a couple of scores. It's 19-10. Georgia Tech scored on its last drive. They'll have the football to start out the 2nd half. Beth Mowens along with Anthony Beck. Anthony, Jeremy Cash, we said he's going to be everywhere, making plays for Duke, and he did not disappoint in that first half.
If there's one player that's been on the money today, Jeremy Cash is that guy. Shooting gaps, trying to cut block him, can't bring him down, and pursuing the football. Everything you see about him just shows out on tape. You can have an instant highlight show in, out, and watch the range here. I said Cam Chancellor early in this game. Watch this play as he cuts across the field.
Went a long way to make that play. Justin Thomas, hey, when your run game is not working, how about the air for Thomas?
Well, he's been on the same page right now as his receivers, and Coach Knowles, defensive coordinator Duke, talked about this. Don't fall asleep in the passing game right now. Duke's there, but Justin Thomas has done a nice job of getting the balls in his hands of receivers, making plays downfield, and keeping this game close.
4 of 6, 92 yards, and the touchdown pass on their last possession to Ricky June, a 10-yard strike. And he is ready to get back out there. They only ran for 87 yards in that first half. They're number 2 in the nation coming in. And down to Paul Carcaterra.
Well, Beth, I just spoke to Paul Johnson before the start of this half, and he told me definitely confidence with Justin Thomas through the air, but not pleased with his run game. 88 yards in the first half. He said they're blowing assignments, not blocking well. The biggest challenge on the other side for his defense is dealing with Duke's run game. He said they've been great at blocking and really controlling the line of scrimmage, and they need to address stopping the quick slants, Anthony.
Thank you, Paul. It's Scove back in there at fullback, and he is dropped right at the line of scrimmage on the first run of the play of the second half. Bear with the tackle. And here's a look at the Tech drive chart. Not pretty from their perspective.
Yeah, that's not something common when you talk about Georgia Tech offense. And I think the best thing coming out of the half is number 78, their left guard, Braun, is back in the game. So hopefully they can manage that penetration that the Duke defensive line has been bringing in the middle.
Scove with the carry and down to Paul.
There's no question Jeremy Cash is the leader of this Duke defense. Moments ago, he was racing up and down the sideline screaming, more steam, more steam.
I love this kid. I mean, you talk about a guy that personifies football. He's an exciting player to watch on the field, on tape. I've been impressed, and he's lived up to everything that he's shown me so far in this game.
Scove tries to run up the middle. Cash and his mates anxious to win the second half. Coach Cutcliffe told us we lost not only the game to Northwestern, we lost the second half. We were not good enough and strong enough to finish. And Cash, one of the leaders, reminding his guy that today is a new day.
Follow Cash. Follow the money, right, Beth? That's what they said.
Money.
Always follow the money. Cash is a guy that can take you to the promised land.
Standing up as the linebacker.
In the gap. Yes, he is. Falls out again, just in multiple places.
Thomas tosses it downfield, a wobbler, and it's almost caught by Lynch off the carom. Breon Borders got a hand on it.
You know, you look at Jeremy Cash, too, field level. He is so intense, Anthony, and I talked to him earlier in the week. And he told me he was at a little boys football clinic this summer, and one of the kids asked him, what's it feel like to get hit? He said, I don't know. I am always the hammer. I am never the nail, and I'm looking to inflict pain.
I'm telling you, I don't know where he is on draft boards, Beth, but I'll say this.
Moving up.
If I'm watching him and I'm watching his tape, this is exactly the kind of player I want my team. Think of Cam Chancellor, folks, Seattle Seahawks. He fit perfectly in the Patriots defense. The guy's tremendous. He's all over the field today.
Certainly looks like a throwing down for Tech. 3rd and 9. Thomas on the run, and he's tripped up and taken down. Dwayne Norman with the sack. Second of the day for Duke.
This might be the fastest Duke defense I've seen since David Cutcliffe has come to be the head coach here. Watch Cash playing with them, shooting the gaps. But the speed by Norman, Justin Thomas is a fast quarterback, someone that's hard to bring down, and he wants a little bit of that Cash money. He's starting to spread it around. Nice play by that young man on that play.
Well, and like Cash, he is a converted safety into a linebacker and can actually go back and forth with both. Kick is away, headed for Smith. Hammered immediately around the 30-yard line. Good coverage by Step Durham. 19-10, Duke. And a time lapse of some of the renovations here at Duke, including a brand new Brooks Field, a new grass turf here, and some changes around this complex as well. Jalea Duncan with the carry. For the Blue Devils, they fumbled the first time they had the ball, then they scored 3 straight times, and now 4 consecutive punts for the Duke offense. We're up at one point, 19-3. And Georgia Tech able to linger here. P.J. Davis has been active, the outside linebacker.
Yeah, more bodies in the middle of the field, taking away that inside run. Again, another 3rd and 5 and 6 area. Thomas Sirk, you saw David Cutcliffe telling his quarterback, read it, connect with it. If the protection is there, you got to make a play. Let's see if he keeps his eyes downfield on this play.
3rd and mid. That's within 7 yards. They're 2 for 4 today. Sirk intercepted. Georgia Tech gets the takeaway. It's second of the day. A.J. Gray, the freshman, right there waiting for Sirk. Second pick of the season of Thomas. And now Georgia Tech set up at the Duke 32-yard line.
Well, the one thing he did earlier well was read his eyes away from the defense, and there he just telegraphs that pass. And he's got that long wind up and throw. It takes some time to get to the tight end. And with that close coverage and on that hitch route, the defender does a nice job, Gray, of jumping that true freshman with the interception. Huge opportunity for Tech.
Duke was lucky he slipped. Otherwise, he might still be running. back to their ground game. Marcus Marshall, the freshman out of Raleigh, North Carolina, just up the road in Millbrook High School, where he followed in the footsteps of his older brother Keith, who's now at the University of Georgia. His debut in his very first game against Alcorn, 8 carries, 184 yards. The most in a game since Jonathan Dwyer 7 years ago. The pitch to Lynch. Runs out of room. Cash, one of the guys there, along with Norman and Kyler Brown.
Just hustles every single play. Even though he wasn't the first defender there, Cash just continues to show his energy throughout the game. Just love watching this player right now. 3rd and long, we talked about it. These aren't the areas where Georgia Tech have really locked in on the passing game. Justin Thomas has been accurate. Right now, 3rd down, 2 for 10 for this Georgia Tech offense.
Thomas, that one was nearly picked off. Kyler Brown able to knock it down, and it's 4th down.
Again, Kyler Brown showing you his versatility. He's a defensive end in this defense, but he is a former linebacker, so he's able to drop in coverage. I think that's what makes Duke's defense so versatile. See how he just reads it out of the quarterback's hands in the right spots. Really can do a lot of different things with the players on this Duke defense.
Harrison Butker from 48 yards. He was good earlier today from 52. Butker has the leg, and it's good. After a couple of misses last week against Notre Dame, a couple through the uprights for Butker, and it's 19-13 as Georgia Tech gets closer. On a wet and rainy day here at Wallace Wade Stadium in Durham, North Carolina, a couple of missed PATs for the Blue Devils. Could that come back into play as Georgia Tech is able to get the long field goal? It's now 19-13. Devon Edwards with the return here for Duke. Edwards streaking across midfield, and the extra burst will send him the distance. Touchdown Duke, 100 yards on the return. Duke has been hammering away, Anthony, on the Georgia Tech special teams all day.
I'll tell you what, I am impressed by what this young man has done in his career as a kickoff returner, padding his 5th kickoff return for a touchdown as the leader in Duke in the history.
Extra point is good. He had a 95-yarder for a touchdown against Tulane earlier this season, and now 100 yards for Edwards. The last guy to do it here was Trent Richardson with the visiting Alabama Crimson Tide 6 years ago.
Let your blockers get out there on their guys and then beat them with speed. And at the end of the day, Edwards shows that he has that speed. No one's able to catch him, not even close. Went untouched, really all the way through. Tremendous job. And no one touches him back all the way down 100 yards. And forget about it. Look at the burners there, and he's showing now. This kid's a factor in special teams, and he's a tremendous safety for this football team also. And
what a difference a week makes. They gave up the kick return touchdown in their loss to Northwestern here a week ago. And the response immediately, it's happened twice today following Georgia Tech field goals. The Duke has come back with a touchdown. And can Jamal Golden come up with something special? Wrapped up around the 30 with his forward progress there. And 1st and 10. The give is to Marshall up the middle. They are the heavy favorites, according to the ESPN Football Power Index, to win the Coastal Division. They won it last year. Lost to Florida State in the ACC championship game, and then went on to beat Mississippi State in the Orange Bowl. 2 years ago, it was the Duke Blue Devils that won the Coastal. and then lost in the ACC championship game to Florida State.
I think the biggest thing with this team is the youth at their backs position. Scove is a veteran, but this is his first year, and a lot of freshmen, younger players at those A-backs.
Try the reverse, and it's broken up in the backfield. Dwayne Norman, who was pursuing the quarterback, saw Stewart coming at him the other way and reached out with one arm and took him down. What a breakout performance by Norman, and a loss of 10.
Great penetration to get up, reading the reverse. Duke trying to chase down the quarterback. Norman has the speed to adjust himself. Huge loss. Tough situation now. 3rd and 18 for this Georgia Tech offense.
Thomas fires for the first down into Duke territory at the 45-yard line to Ricky June. 19 yards.
Well, to me, if you're a cornerback for Duke and they got to go 18 yards, get up and cover the wide receiver. They're not going to threaten you with the deep ball. Saxton's got to get up. He's the youngest of the DBs of this crew, and challenge the wide receivers and know where the sticks are and be able to jump the ball when that ball comes out of the quarterback's hands.
Some misdirection in the backfield. It goes to Marshall. And he's corralled quickly by who else? Jeremy Cash, 5th-year senior out of Miami, the leading tackler for the Blue Devils. An all-ACC performer.
And again, you know, you talked about that 3rd down conversion, and Singleton has to understand that if he's got that off coverage is fine. They got to go 18 yards. But when the sticks come into play and you see that depth, that running receiver get to their depth, you got to make that break earlier and contest that football. Way too easy for that conversion with Georgia Tech.
Thomas, the pitch, blown up again. That was, let's see, number 48, Deion Williams, the first guy there, a 3-yard loss.
I'll tell you what, physicality, I mean, Cash right now, he didn't make the tackle. He blows up the dive player on this. Watch Cash come through here untouched and just crush the B-back. And look at this, the alley defenders, 2 guys there making plays. Just been phenomenal. Williams, Singleton, these guys are on the same page, not letting Georgia Tech breathe at all.
3rd and long. Thomas on the rollout. Brown giving chase. Here comes Cash. Delivers a hit, and it's intercepted. Breon Borders picked it off, and it's Duke football as Cash got into Thomas on the throw.
You're hearing this name every snap. It's not just every day, it's every snap. Cash disturbs Thomas. Borders does a nice job of just hanging around. I mean, you're limited. It's Cash just eyeballing the quarterback. Watch the burst. They just go up there and hit him. He gets a ton of hits on the offensive players with a helmet. He's looking over at that sideline, said, you better find a way to block me. He's done a tremendous job today.
First turnover of the day for Tech. What can Cirque do with it? The throw to Braxton Deaver with the catch. Cirque needs to show a little composure here. He had the interception earlier in the quarter. He was involved with a fumble on an exchange earlier in the game. Tech trying to rile them up again. Good penetration coming right up front. Kashun Freeman, the youngster they're so high on with the tackle. On 3rd and 7, heat coming. The pass is away, and it's a first down to Max McCaffrey.
When 3rd and long comes up, Ted Roof likes to bring A-gap pressure. You see the linebackers up tight. Cirque stands in the pocket and delivers a catchable ball. Watch McCaffrey here. He's going to run the out route right at the sticks. Gets Austin in a bind there. Not able to cover him. Gets the conversion on the first down.
4 receivers again for Cirque. He's going to take it right up the middle. A nice block by Powell to lead the way. Adam Gotsis with the tackle, and he's close to another first down.
Multiple ways they can beat you in the running game. Quarterback, running back, the short pass game. I think just like anything, you have to be able to match defensive linemen. And right now, these guys don't get enough credit. At center, Skura, left guard, Patrick. These guys have been able to get the inside defense pushed back.
Final minute of the third quarter. Looking to cash in on the interception from Borders. Circle keep. And Circle not get far. Jabari Hunt, the nose tackle, the fifth-year senior with the stop. Let's see if Duke may, they're going to try and get off one more play here in the third.
I'll let this wind down. Get to the fourth quarter. And this is what Coach Cutcliffe was saying. They got to be physical. They got to be tougher in the fourth quarter. They got to finish games. Right now, Georgia Tech is not letting them off the hook yet in this football game.
We got a good one heading to the fourth quarter for the early, very early lead in the Coastal Division in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Georgia Tech stymied by the Duke defense. They've come up with some big plays of their own, and the difference right now, the 100-yard kick return touchdown for Devon Edwards. You're watching college football presented by 5 Hour Energy. 26-13 Duke over Georgia Tech, and you're watching the ACC on ESPN as we head to the fourth quarter. The loser of this game has won the Coastal Division the last 2 seasons. Duke beating Georgia Tech last year, and then the Yellowjackets rebounded and won the division. It was an interception that got them the ball here. They're trying to keep the drive alive. 4-man front for Georgia Tech. That's how many they'll rush. Cirk airmails that one over the head of Powell and out of play.
A little indecisive on that. He's trying to wait for those routes to come open. McCaffrey's doing the 10-yard in route, and strong safety does a nice job of jumping in front of it. He's got to pull it out, throw it out of bounds. Ball really slips out of his hands because of this weather.
First sack for Georgia Tech, just the second of the season for the Duke O-line.
That West Virginia math program's pretty strong, Beth.
Trying to bounce to the outside is Justin Thomas, shoved out by Devon Edwards. Beth Mullins, along with former All-America tight end at West Virginia, Anthony Beck. Paul Carcaterra is with us as well. Largest deficit that Georgia Tech has overcome under Paul Johnson in 8 seasons, 16 points. That was back in 2008. They beat Georgia on November 29th. They have been down by 16 here today, trailed early 19-3. And Patrick Scove, who's been quiet thus far, with a nice burst.
Scove has become a dangerous back, like you said, leading the ACC in scoring when they get into that red zone, that 10- yard lines in close to the end zone. Question is getting his ability to break long runs off the dive, and right now he gingerly holding that shoulder there, right, taking a shot. This Duke defense has been laying the wood today against these Georgia Tech players.
Grad student, he graduated from Stanford. He wanted the opportunity to play his one more season. He came to Georgia Tech. Thomas, short gain. Dwayne Norman with the tackle, reaching in to check that right shoulder. Let's go back to that last play.
Yeah, you get that contact directly on the shoulder, and looks like he hits the ground. That's that AC joint area there. Beth had many of those. Get that impact and that swelling. There's a slight separation. It's not a separated shoulder, but you get that soreness in there, and it looks like he fell. He's a big boy landing on that ground.
Now option it the other way. Thomas with the decision to keep and cut back. Out to the 40. Paul?
Patrick Scove, trainers aren't even looking at him. And Dr. Beck, it is the right shoulder, though. I see him holding that right shoulder and kind of moving it gingerly, but expect 7 in White to be back. He's the 5th-year transfer from Stanford. I had a chance to talk to him this week. His goal was to show his versatility after being primarily a fullback at Stanford. He wanted to show that he could be an all-around back.
He will stay on the sideline here, 3rd and 4. Marcus Marshall is in there. It's the pitch, Isaiah Willis. And he's got the first down.
It's been close. I mean, not a lot of breathing room for this Georgia Tech offense. I mean, if they need 4 yards to get the first down, they're just getting 5. Duke defenders are in the alleys. They're in the spots. They're not letting up any seams that we normally see a Georgia Tech rushing offense take advantage of. Tribute goes out right now to Coach Knowles, what he's been able to do so far in this game against this offense.
Skov is back in there. He provides the block for his quarterback to throw it deep down the middle to Ricky June, who hauls it in around the 25.
Nice pass down the field by Thomas. Honestly, he probably should have went to the wheel route. Miscommunication here on the defense. Look at the wheel come open. He goes for the tougher throw. June makes a nice catch, diving, extending to pull that ball in. Huge change of field there on that play.
33 yards on that play. They go back to Skov right up the middle. That number 7 on his jersey matches his ACC leading 7 touchdowns this year. 5 on the ground, 2 receiving. Born in San Francisco, spent part of his childhood down in Mexico, then went to high school in New Jersey, and then found his way along with his brother to Stanford. Shane now into the NFL. Patrick, a final season at Georgia Tech. He is going for his MBA in Atlanta.
His entire career at Stanford, 14 carries, 25 yards, 4 touchdowns. His first game here at Tech, 12 carries, 72 yards. He eclipsed it in 1 game.
And there's a nice burst for Skov, who is picked up and thrown down by Breon Borders. But Skov continues to move it forward. 12 yards on that scoot, back into the red zone. They scored the first red zone touchdown on this Duke defense all season. They did it earlier in this half. First and 10, more Skov on the dive. Jeremy Cash brought him down.
Right now, Georgia Tech's doing a nice job of getting the flow and really changing the field position. Big pass play there that they got to get them down into the red zone area here. And they're speeding it up a little bit on offense. This will get to be a tiring situation for the defense to keep trying to wear them down with the run.
Play action. Out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. Looking for Ricky June. And Clinton Lynch were the 2 guys back there. June, by the way, today, 4 catches, 91 yards. He has the 10-yard touchdown reception from Thomas.
Very rarely in their pass offense do you see them attack the middle of the field. Everything's one side to the other, and now you head in the 3rd down, which Georgia Tech has done well in past years. Only 4 of 15 in this game. They've struggled. There's a reason why, because Duke's one of the top 3rd down defenses in the country.
Cash is looking to blitz from the right edge. You may have gotten a head start. Here he comes, trying to run down Thomas, who gets away from him and scores. Quick reaction from Thomas, who saw Cash coming and ran the other way.
Justin Thomas shows you that speed, and you watch Cash coming through, almost runs into his own defender, gets tripped, slows him up, but Thomas has great speed, and listen, he's feeling Cash come. Even if he's getting close, he's going to run a little faster, and he does a nice job. And again, 8 minutes left, Beth. Find yourself in a close game. Duke has to pick it up on offense because Georgia Tech right now is coming hot and heavy.
Justin Thomas with a touchdown run and a touchdown pass on the day. The extra point makes it a 6-point game, and now, in fact, the 2 missed PATs for the Blue Devils do come back into the discussion. An 11-play drive, 88 yards, and Thomas outruns Cash to the house. Georgia Tech with the touchdown to make this a 6-point game. Duke will have it, but the Duke Blue Devils at one point a 19-3 lead, strong in the first half, but Georgia Tech has shut them down so far in the second half. with 3 punts and an interception. That's it for the Duke offense. Their only score was on special teams.
Well, right now they're not winning on 1st and 2nd down, and they've been setting themselves up for long 3rd down situations. And Thomas Sirk has not been pulling his weight on them 3rd down opportunities. Had an interception, a poor decision to throw the ball to an open receiver down the field. He has to pick his game up and move this offense down the field.
Momentum has shifted back over to Georgia Tech as Sirk tries to move them forward. Jalade Duncan, who has returned to the Duke lineup after returning from an injury this week, missed the first 3 games. And a guy that can be a real explosive runner for them for the rest of the year. Right now, Georgia Tech wants to prevent a conversion. 3rd and 5. Sirk stepping up, throwing into traffic, and it's intercepted again. Lawrence Austin, the nickelback, and the 2nd pick of the 2nd half for Georgia Tech.
Right now, it just seems to me that Thomas Sirk is just already dialed in pre-snap where he's going to go and not reading this out. This guy's double covered here. Austin does a nice job of looking like he's going to the flat to the tight end, but just falling back inside, and is able to pull away and get that interception. Well done by him on that play.
Thomas now with all kinds of confidence for this Georgia Tech offense. Runs it inside the 30. A.J. Wolf with the tackle. Their rushing numbers now up to 170 on the day.
Well, momentum has definitely shifted here. We've talked about this Duke defense coming up big, Cash, and all the speed around him. And right now, they got to stand firm because Georgia Tech's in a part of the field where they've been successful, and they've been moving the ball against this defense. Let's see if they can get a hold and stop this offense.
What a shift, 1st half to 2nd half. Georgia Tech holding Duke to just 35 total yards of offense. And that defensive unit has also come up with a couple of interceptions. Carlos Ray there with the tackle for the Blue Devils.
You know, Justin Thomas has done a really nice job as a quarterback of really running away from Cash, to be honest with you, #1, and making plays with his legs. And I think here in this 3rd and short, if they decide to pass it, they get him outside. He can win with his legs if the passage is there and move the sticks.
Off of the 2 previous turnovers, they scored 6 points, a couple of field goals. Looking for more here to try and take the lead. And on 3rd down, Thomas will need a 3rd effort, and he won't get it. Wolf wraps him up short.
That's where the defense has been its strongest, in the inside. Surprised they didn't try to get out. Wolf and Ray doing a nice job inside. To me, hit the edges, trust your A-backs and quarterback speed. 1 out of 3 so far in 4th down opportunities in this game. Georgia Tech in a must situation right now against Duke.
Scove returns in at fullback. They run Scove up the middle. The push by the Duke defensive line. And they stuff him. A.J. Wolf wins the battle up front.
Shocking play call to me. Just to me, the strength of the defense has been on the inside. And I'll tell you what, I think that's Wolf down right now. He's played a tremendous game as a run stopper.
Georgia Tech denied on 4th down, and the guy that's injured right now is the guy that made a heck of a play. 93 in black right in the middle. Got Scove low first, and then his mates drive him back. Duke with the football.
Stomp your feet. It's like you've been waiting on.
Duke gets the stop, they get the ball, and on 1st down right up the middle.
Again, as a quarterback, Justin Thomas has the power to make the decisions on that play. And right there, he changes the play, hands the ball off to Scove. The pressure and the strength of the defense now has been inside. Poor choice, whether it was play call or by quarterback, not to get outside and utilize the versatility of quarterback, running back speed.
We've seen him and his mates have more success trying to get around the edge. And meanwhile, Georgia Tech bringing some strength. Antonio Simmons, and a loss of 4 as he smashes the tailback. And it's going to set up a 3rd down.
Beth, this late in the game, doing east-west jet sweeps. Let's get downhill as an offense. Let's work the ball down the field, run the ball down the field. You're setting yourself up for an undersized defense in Georgia Tech to shoot the seams and make plays, and they're answering the bell right now against this Duke offense.
Tech will blitz their linebackers. Cirk will keep. He runs up the middle. Tripped up just across the 30, and that will be short of the 1st down. A.J. Gray gets him after 7 yards. And Will Monday, one of the top punters in the country, will try and send it deep.
Coach Cutcliffe right now not happy with his offense, not being able to move the ball. Talked about Gray making that tackle, true freshman, an interception today, and also with that tackle in space to bring a big quarterback down. See if Monday can change up the field possession here.
He is also their holder on PATs, and you'll note the scoreboard, 26 points for Duke. They have mishandled 2 extra points and missed them. Never even got a kickoff. And that is why Georgia Tech is a touchdown and a PAT away from a win, but the problems continue for them on special teams as a flag flies.
And that was a dangerous collision there between defender and receiving.
The ball was muffed, recovered by Georgia Tech. The penalty is personal foul, targeting. It's a kicking team.
Well, here's the thing, and I think Coach Cutcliffe's talking about. Watch how the punt return brings his body down to the ground. That lowers the area where Barnes is going to attack him. Again, though, Barnes has his head down. If his head's up in that circumstance, he might be able to make a cleaner tackle. Watch this. His head goes down.
Yeah, that certainly appears to be your textbook crown of the helmet.
Yeah. Again, it's a learning experience there as a gunner. Keep your head up, see your target, and that situation can be avoided.
Under 3 minutes to go, and a chance here for Georgia Tech. They're down 6, down to Paul.
Beth, one of Duke's best defensive linemen, defensive tackle A.J. Wolf, is not in the game right now. 93 in black, getting worked on by trainers. His neck area. You saw him walk off the field. Last defensive possession, still not in the contest. His helmet's off. I'll keep you posted.
Thank you, Paul. And it looks like he's been replaced by a freshman, Brandon Boyce, out of Fort Lauderdale up front. And 2nd and down. Thomas, by the way, just 1 for 10 through the air in the 2nd half. He'll elect to keep it on the ground here. Tripped up by Breon Borders. Georgia Tech has 3 timeouts remaining.
And I like that outside. Get outside the defense. You got a shot. I mean, right there, if he doesn't trip him up, Thomas is going to get big yards. Now, again, a passing situation for this Georgia Tech offense, and they're going to go for it on 4th if they don't get it.
Thomas keeps it. Thomas loses it, and Duke has it. Jeremy Cash with the strip. As Thomas couldn't decide whether he wanted to hang on to it or pitch it, and Jeremy wrapped him up, and Britton Greer recovers the fumble, on the 3rd turnover.
The defensive coordinator Jim Knowles talked about they're going to guessing game with this. Cash shooting the gaps backside of this play.
There's a fumble. That play is under further review.
Backside of this play, Cash is going to shoot it, takes a chance, and he's right there behind Thomas, and Thomas has really no idea, thinking he'll get blocked, strips the ball. This has been a Cash day. There's no question about it. This kid is everywhere, backside, front side, up the middle. He's around the football player. He's knocking footballs out. There's not really much else we can say about him, Beth. I mean,
big difference for Duke in the 2nd half. Shaquille Powell is in it, running back. Short game. 12 tackles for Cash, 5 of them solo. He's got a sack. He has forced a couple of fumbles, and now hoping his offense can finish the job. Duke with the lead and the football. Georgia Tech with a couple of timeouts. As we get down to 2 minutes to go, and the Ramblin' Wreck will burn another one of those TOs. They'll be down to 1. It's been a huge day for Jeremy Cash.
Well, I know coming into this game, I knew Cash was a good player, but he's exceeded my expectations. The instincts, the intellect, his hitting ability, coming from the backside, having awareness of where the football is. He creates havoc all over the field. And folks, he's playing an outside linebacker position that he normally doesn't play game in and game out. His versatility, what he brings to the table, heck, he might be a little better than Cam Chancellor as a college player right now. God, what else can we say about this young man? He's been fantastic. Thomas Sirk has to make a play for this Duke offense right now.
Haven't converted yet in the 4th quarter. Push at the bottom of the stack may have been enough to get it.
Yeah, it's going to be close.
Shaquille Powell with a couple of short touchdown runs in the first half. 6.
Couple factors that change my mind on that sometimes is the 2 poor snaps so far, field goals, the wet conditions. To me, you try to win this game. I like the aggressiveness by Cutcliffe.
4th and 1. The run up the middle for the first down, and go ahead and get the touchdown as well. The gamble pays off on a 30-yard scamper by Powell. That is his 3rd touchdown of the day.
Again, that surge up front. And I'll tell you, when you stack the box on a 4th and 1, you lose that second level defenders, and right there Duke takes advantage of it right downhill.
And then Powell scoring for the 3rd time for the senior from Las Vegas. Teammates there right by his side. It's been a rough year for Powell, who lost a younger brother over the summer to a battle with cancer. And his Duke teammates, he calls them his extended family here on the East Coast. A kid from Las Vegas having himself a big day against Georgia Tech. Sirk on the rollout. Fires to the corner of the end zone for McCaffrey, and he's got it for the 2-point conversion. Trying to secure a win that would leave this senior class just 5 victories shy of becoming the winningest class in Duke history.
Sprint action here. They're going to get the guy in the flat. Sirk sees the top receiver. McCaffrey, does he have possession of it before his feet go out of bounds? Sirk takes a big hit, obviously, laying that ball in there. And the question is, does McCaffrey have his feet? It looks like they're going to give it to him.
On the return, they'll have the football out around the 37-yard line.
In this game, 18 of the last 20. Last 5 times actually here in Duke, they've won. I'll tell you, 2 years in a row now, Duke potentially beating this team. It's impressive.
Looking deep for Ricky June, and it's incomplete. If Duke is able to hang on, pretty good schedule the rest of the way for the Blue Devils. They don't have Florida State or Clemson during the regular season. They have Miami at home. Next up is Boston College coming to town for David Cutcliffe's side.
Well, you talk about David Cutcliffe and what he's done here. Last 3 years at Duke, 3 and 4 against top 25 teams, Beth. 47 straight losses prior to that. It's an unbelievable turnaround for this team.
Incomplete, looking for Brad Stewart.
Talk about respectability, making Duke relevant in college football, getting recruits to come here that make a difference. You look at the speed on defense. I don't know about you, Beth, but I've been impressed by these players and some of these younger players. You talk about Bear at the middle linebacker position. You know, this is a young man in his first start at that position really standing out. These kids aren't afraid to go out there and make plays, and they're showing that Cutcliffe and company can recruit, coach, and get these players to convert on the field.
He's talking about how smart and tough is better than cool. And driving that home with his guys. And pass is out of play, and it's coming up to 4th down. Jeremy Cash chasing after Justin Thomas. You think he's pretty cool because he compared you to LeBron James. A tight end's the most versatile position out there.
The only difference between me and LeBron, of course, is our contracts. I was close, but no, I definitely didn't even sniff the contract he got. But, you know, Cutcliffe has done a great job of getting these kids to believe. And I think it shows through their play, their preparation, and going against a ranked team, beating a ranked team, that always helps.
Thomas in all kinds of trouble on 4th down. Throws it downfield, and Duke will take over on downs. Well, the other thing about Coach Cutcliffe is he has shown that he cares about opponents as well. And what a gesture it was after Pitt's James Conner lit up Duke last year for 3 touchdowns and 263 yards. He suffered a knee injury and is out for the rest of the year in their season opener against Youngstown State. And here is the note that Cutcliffe sent to Conner. A quick note, you're a great competitor. We wish you best of luck. And James tweeted back, thanks, Coach. And to Duke football, means a lot to have your well wishes, and a nice gesture from Cutcliffe.
Coaching currently as a head coach, and it speaks volumes. And I'll tell you what, he's a tremendous coach offensively, and he's done a great job here at Duke.
Solid defensive effort, holding Georgia Tech 30 points below their season average. They get a special teams touchdown on a 100-yard kick return. And despite some struggles for the offense in the second half, strong in that first half to open up the lead.
Yeah, Thomas Sirk obviously has some areas he can get better at. 3rd and shorts, completing passes, not telegraphing. But this guy right here, Jeremy Cash, is pretty exciting as a football player.
America said hello to Jeremy this afternoon in a big performance. Still plenty to go for you on this college football Saturday. And for more, Chris Cotter awaiting in the studio.